What's up guys, my name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about this week at Bungie for September 27, 2018. Today, there's not a lot to talk about in this particular TWAB, but there are a couple things that you might want to know about. For example, the Shattered Throne, which this image illustrates, including some other things like the new game mode breakout, Masterwork Cores in the economy, the exotics and their drops, things like Iron Banner and the level advantages. They talk about a bunch of art things and the competitions for that stuff, and a couple of bug fixes. Overall, not a lot of things that you really need to know, but of course this is going to be that audible TWAB for you. So if you just want to listen to what's going on instead of have to go over there and read it for yourself with a bit of an explanation without too much rant, that's what this video is here for you. And of course, stick around to the end of the video because obviously there might be a surprise at the end of the video. It's a fluffy surprise, okay? You know, I try not to spoil it, but it's a fluffy one. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing they talk about is the new Crucible mode called Breakthrough, which is basically a tug of war. You have to capture the middle objective, and once you do win that objective, then you have to assault the enemy person's base. If you succeed, you win. If you don't succeed, you lose, and it's a multi-round system. This video shows off exactly how it's played, some examples of the gameplay, and very excitingness. It is out right now in the Crucible playlist, so go enjoy it if you want to try it out and play it. And I'm pretty sure there are some triumphs with Breakout, so try it out, get some triumphs, and get some work done. I personally have never played it, so I really can't even say anything. Next up, let's talk about Masterwork Cores, which they're going to be renaming Uncommon Cores, which they'll explain a little bit down below. Now, their goals for Masterwork Cores is to make infusing and masterworking a meaningful choice. And infusion and masterworking should not be mutually exclusive, but the fact is that you have to use Masterwork Cores for infusion makes it so they are exclusive sometimes. Now, in their opinion, the biggest problems with the current Masterwork Core economy is that their name is misleading. I don't really know why. I mean, obviously they are not only for masterworking, but that's not really the big problem, and there's not enough reliable sources of Masterwork Cores, which is the actual big thing that we care about, not really what the name is. So to combat this, they're going to be monitoring where cores come from, and then perhaps giving you more opportunities to get a more reliable and plentiful core supply. Perhaps they're going to be attaching them to certain quests to force us to want to do those certain quests. I don't know how they're going to do it. And of course, the best part is they're going to be renaming it Masterwork Cores to obviously Uncommon Cores or something like that. That's a silly way to combat the problem, is to just rename the problem. Next up, let's talk about exotic rare drops. Now, the goals for exotics is to make them more impactful. Now, right now, they're not as impactful because you're getting like 4 fighting lions in a row instead of what you really want, which is something, you know, Forsaken, like the two-tailed, twin-tailed, it's got 2 barrels. It could be a twin-tailed fox. And their plan for addressing this is to increase the chance for an exotic to drop that you do not have. So you have a higher chance of getting an exotic that you have not gotten, most likely a Forsaken exotic. My personal experience is that I have gotten 1 exotic from Forsaken, and it was the twin-tailed. Why do I keep two-tailed twin fox? This gun, this rocket launcher right here. So hopefully I'll be able to get my second one anytime now. Next up, let's talk about Iron Banner. There's a couple of issues with Iron Banner and people being under level, which they're going to address a little bit down below, as well as the fact that a lot of quests were quite difficult because the people were so low powered. So they reduced the requirements out of a lot of the bounties, like for example, super kills from 25 to 20, reducing the number of precision kills from 100 to 50, and kills in that particular week from 250 to 150. Now these are significant reductions. There's only 6 of them listed here, so I assume the 7th one hasn't been changed. That hopefully makes it so you can actually complete these bounties in a certain week without having to do like 20 Crucible matches. And the second change is that all the bounties now provide powerful gear. Instead of 2 out of 7, they now all 7 have powerful gear, which is very powerful and makes people want to play Iron Banner more. Now, the big thing to talk about is power advantage. Now, power matters in Iron Banner this season, where it did not before, and let's unpack exactly how it affects us. So there's going to be a couple examples as I go along. So as the power difference grows, the percentage of damage multiplier will decrease. So if you are 10 levels different from the guy that you're fighting, you're going to be doing 90% damage to him, which is actually pretty significant for such a small amount of power difference. That being said, if you are 100 different from the guy you're fighting, you're going to be doing 80% damage. So that's obviously a lot less severe than the 10, but they pretty much said if you're anywhere between 10 and 100, you're pretty much going to be doing about the same amount. After that point, it arcs down very sharply to the point once you reach a 200 difference, you're going to be doing 50% of your regular damage to that person. And beyond that, I assume this number will just drop all the way. Now, in previous expansions, in Iron Banner 2.0 in the fall 2014, as well as House of Wolves, this was a lot sharper, where your difference of 100 means that you did 10% damage. I remember actually doing this. In Trials of Osiris, I think, yeah, in the Trials of Osiris in Destiny 1, I was a level 22 and the highest level was 34. People were killing me like nuts. I was doing 2 damage pulse rifle headshots. It was ridiculous how much power mattered. So in this particular version of Iron Banner, it is a lot less severe than it used to be, but it still does matter. And I'm also a bit confused why they say Destiny launch right here, because power never mattered. Why wouldn't it just be straight across the top? I don't know, I thought that that was something weird. But obviously this also works in the reverse. So if you are 200 levels different from the guy you are fighting, you're going to be doing double damage, which is what they're discussing down here. So if you're 200 levels above, you're going to be doing double damage. So if you've got like a hand cannon that usually 2-shot headshots people, like for example the Ace of Spades with Memory of Scory and all those other bonuses, you may be able to 1-shot headshot people with a hand cannon, which is kind of ridiculous. But on top of that, you don't really need that much advantage to 1-shot headshot people with a bow. So if you have a very powerful bow, head into Iron Banner, you may be able to land some 1-shot headshots, which is actually pretty crazy. And this should also be taken into consideration when playing Gambit, because power advantages are enabled in Gambit in the PvP section. However, the PvE is not affected. PvP, you could probably still get away with some pretty nasty bow shots. Next up, they kind of just show us a bunch of art. Obviously, they worked with High Moon Studios to do a lot of things that they did in Destiny 2's Forsaken, and they kind of just wanted to show off a bunch of the art that they did. Honestly, if you like Destiny, you like their art, you want to have some cool desktop backgrounds, or just nice stuff for thumbnails in case you're a YouTuber or whatnot, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can get from here. Wow, this is a poster. In case you wanted to get any one of them, as well as credits to whoever did make them, and of course their picture, their portfolio, wherever they are and whatnot. So you can check out what their original art was and what they did with their things. I gotta say, these striations on these muscles are just really nice. Apparently, they also have a competition going on right now, which is going to be a Bungie holiday competition. So if you wanted to submit a Bungie holiday art for their creations page, you could potentially be selected for their holiday card. These are some of the previous ones of 2017, 2016, and 2015. So if you wanted to be part of their holiday card, submit their things to their creations page with these requirements. And if you're selected, you can obviously get their artist in Resident Emblem, which I believe they showed a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's going to be this thing, which is a very exclusive emblem. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is going to be the bugs. So there's got a lot of things that are a bit of buggy, or they just wanted to give an update exactly how it works, and some changes that they're hoping to do in the future. First thing, let's talk about Darkness of Light. On one of the Malfeasance quest steps, they noticed that a full Forest team of 6 players can be launched in the Darkness of Light mission, which is actually not supposed to happen. In a future patch, they're going to make it so you can only do 3. But that's kind of funny that they accidentally allowed for 6. I thought that was just for fun. And of course, here we go into the Destiny 2 Forsaken known issues list. First off, let's talk about the wanted Gravetide Summoner bounty, which is going to be the Spider Quest. Obviously, it's going to be the same issue that they had before. Players don't receive credit from killing them and they can't replay the adventure. And their recommendation is for the players to play the adventure solo in order to receive the proper credit. I've never had a problem going with a team on any one of these, but perhaps if it does be a problem, just playing solo. Some people are not receiving prime engrams in the Crucible and having difficulties with the Postmaster. Some Gambit clan engrams are not being received and rewarded as expected. The Wish Ender bow, the new exotic bow, is not giving you that extra Wish Ender broadhead perk, which sometimes does not apply to the exit damage on fast moving target. I'm not really sure what all that means, but basically they're not doing as much damage as they should. They're going to hopefully be fixing the Wish Ender exit damage. Oathkeeper, another bow having difficulty with its draw speed and not making it so it draws as fast, not performing as expected. An issue where damage incorporated emblems are not appearing in the collections. Dismantling Gambit weapons, not being able to give you the right materials when dismantled. And then finally, the guitar errors in the Last Wish raid, which are making it so people disconnect from the raid. I've personally received this first time ever in the Last Wish raid, and I'm really upset by it. And then lastly, the movies of the week. This first person, I gotta say, Solo Flawless Shattered Throne Dungeon, that is ridiculous, but it's also a triumph. There's a couple of triumphs in the Shadow Throne, doing it solo, doing it flawless, and doing it solo and flawless at the same time. This man did it in the first week, in the first few days. Bravo to him. He did it. I hate you. We all hate you. Congratulations. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, there's the Bungie bounty program, which we heard about a few weeks ago. That is still going on. So if you want to go kill off your favorite people, make sure you go do that, including what I see here right now, Jihab. I'm going to definitely be killing his ass because I know he's not as good. That's right, Jihab. I'm calling you out. He's one of my buddies, and I can't wait to go out there and kill him myself. And the very last thing you should notice in this week of Bungie is that there's a link right here. This link is not to an Edge Transit, it is to a cat. So in that note, thank you for watching. There should be fluffers on the screen now, other than this fluffer right here. Thank you for watching. Of course, my name has been Dychronic. While I've got your attention with a bunch of fluffy animals, I recently released my merch store. You can check out some of the shirts that I have, including a new design with a tiger on a yarn ball. Everyone is loving that design. Me personally, I sent a message to my my makers, and I was all like, can I have the free yarn ball? And I put them like a little colon and a 3 like a little kitty cat face, because I love the yarn ball and I can't wait to wear it. But that's it. That's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name has been Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.